Good morning, welcome to Morning Outlook. This is Kim speaking on Thursday, the 19th of December. So, the Feds didn't disappoint. They tightened things, I say tightened things, they tightened their future view. I haven't fully checked through the dot plot yet, but I was more interested in the technicals than anything else. So the technicals are shot down, so the dollars continue to strengthen. I'm just looking for the dollar index now. If I can find the dollar index and hurry on this, there it is. So dollar index, and there we go. So dollar pushing back up to where it was in November. In fact, if you look at the weeklies on this, it's still got quite some potential before it gets to the absolutes it got into. But don't forget, this was COVID. When it last got into those sort of highs, and we haven't got COVID going on at the moment. Hopefully, well, not to the extent. Anyway. So yeah, dollar index, nice little bit of action there, retrace off the trend line, and well, it looks like it's still got some potential to push on. Anyway, let's firstly look at news-wise what we got coming out today. Let me see, December the 19th. Then we've had the Bank of Japan statements. That's weakened the yen even further this morning. So the yen on the weak front, but that having done no change there, disappointing the market. There was an expectation, an under the counter expectation that they might increase and surprise the market at some point. They did come in line with the proper expectation there, but there was rumours kicking around. They might increase it at some stage, but obviously it's a silly rumour. Anyway, the yen's weakened further. Today we've got the Bank of England meeting where it's expected that rates will be left untouched, and they'll come out with a more hawkish statement for the pound. So watch for the pound today. We could see it move, but quite a bit, but it'll be down to the voting in terms of the pound. So just watch out for that. So I'm just refreshing because I like my Forex calendar as well. It's just it's a little bit more clearer. Right. So Bank of Japan, we've got that done. Boom, 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 boom. NBC then 12 o'clock. Official bank rate. There's no press conference unless I'm missing it. There's no press conference this time, so there was never expected anything, but it depends on the statement, etc. There might I don't know if there is a conference planned or not, but it doesn't appear to be. Okay, 130 US final GDP. That doesn't move the markets too much, although there's always slight variations. Normally slight variations in their GDP data, but generally doesn't move it too much. It's whether we see any additional inflation in the final GDP data there. Other than that, existing home sales not a big mover at all. Right, let's go and have a look at these technicals then. So we've seen let's look at the inverted dollar index now. He says, there we go, there it is. It's the euro. That's the euro accounts for more over 50% of the dollar index, and then you've got a lot of correlated currencies to the euro. It's no surprise the dollar index is an inverted euro. Anyway, so what have we got then? Well, we've looks like we're just about double bottom now. I'll have a look on the lower time frames here. Just pretty close that day. It's not far off the double bottom there, but yeah, come back again. It's looking a little bit like Christmas. Oh, sorry. We might get a bit more of a slow move up here. At the end of the day, it wasn't the biggest move going, was it? We'll see. It's alright. Looking at what's happening here on the lower time frame, maybe a bit more of a clue in how it reacts to this daily pivot. If it gets back through past its daily pivot on the euro, or perhaps it might climb back up towards its R1 daily R1 there. But otherwise, a nice reversal. Well, we've got a quarterly pivot sitting underneath there. That is the S3 on the quarterly pivots. So that's quite a push down for the euro this month. But anyway, or quarter, I should say. So there is that potential Q3 down there. Q3, S3. We'll see how this goes. I wouldn't be surprised if we see some consolidation, to be fair. The pound, well, the pound's getting a little bit more of a bounce. The Bank of England chatter later could see it do better. We'll see. It depends on how hawkish it all comes out, the statement there. But I would expect that. I mean, the bets are already off for such a big increase next year now. It's sort of really, it's quite variable at the moment in what they'll do next year. It's not necessarily what they'll do now. It's expected they'll leave rates alone at this current stage, and it's their forward guidance really that'll be watched for. Right, okay, so I wouldn't look to sell the pound into its pivot there with the news coming out midday, unless it happens post midday. That's the pound, the dollar yen. Well, we've seen the Bank of Japan not done anything there. Well, we're back up to it's very similar to a lot of markets here where we sort of double bottom on the euro, double top on the dollar yen. But this isn't retracing quite so much. It started on the shorter time frames to pull back a little bit, but already into its weekly R2, and it's daily, not far off its daily R3. So again, we might, now it's done its big move, we might get back into consolidated phase there. Okay, Aussie dollar and Canadian and New Zealand dollar both sold off yesterday, and they're just like the pound and the euro really. They're trying to pull back. This has put a little higher low in. It still to me looks weaker, or weak-ish, and it's certainly looking weaker than the euro and the pound there. The euro's already pulled back to its pivot. This one's away from it. Again, it might be worth waiting for a move back. Whoops, that's not where I wanted to put it at all. Can I have another go? No, I can't. There we go. That's what I wanted to put it. I'll be watching out for this triangle at the bottom there. See what it does. Sort of triangle-y pattern that will form at the bottom there, and see what it does. If it hits the pivot and rolls over, that's great. But it has put a higher low in, so we'll be watching for the break of the trend line anyway. That's the Aussie dollar, US dollar CAD. It too is doing the inverted version of it then. It's broken, it's just come back out. The time frames, the CAD's just been so weak this week, and has pushed and pushed. Yesterday didn't help it at all into its weekly R3. We'll see what goes on here, but again, I'll be looking probably at the trend line break here in the afternoon, and I'll wait for the afternoon for this one, see what happens. If it gets a nice bounce off the daily, it's got some scope, looking for the back towards the highs, if not the R3, R1. Me and my R's. New Zealand dollar, well, this is one I personally missed. I know at least one of the traders of the team got in there, but he's not in the room at the moment. He's probably out celebrating if he kept into it. It'd have been a trade of December for him. It's moved off absolutely sweetly, continued its push down, all from the break of these lows here, the wrong ones, where it was right around that area. There we go. That was yesterday, so it was the day before. There I say it broke around about that time, came back about 8ish, 9ish. Anyway, from that point now, wasn't a massive stop. It's a really great risk reward on that. Now it too is looking weak, just like the others, and you could be okay with maybe looking at the break of the trend. Might be a bit too late this week now because it's moved so far, and when you come out the bigger picture where it is relative to all its pivots, it's well down there. So R2 not far from its monthly S3. It's gone through. It's not again. It's got its weekly S3 not that far behind. So maybe it hasn't got the best of continuation potential. But the bigger picture, I keep coming back to this and looking for the depth of this move here to the downside. So from that point of view, it's still got some bigger timescale potential there. Okay, US dollar Swissy. So this come through here. So that took a move. It's exactly the same price action as what we're seeing. Like inverted on some occasions, but the same thing. We had the huge move yesterday, and then it's pulled back. This is a bit more like the euro, which would be to be expected. It's much more relatable to the euro, and it's really what it does from these levels here, whether we get another surge up there. Personally, I wouldn't be too surprised, as with the euro, whether we got a move back nearer where it started, maybe back towards its 50, its 34 down here. However, if it turns this morning and starts picking up, which would be nice, then I'll be looking at trends on, and I'll just be picking the best looking one out at the time. Okay, there's plenty to look at there this morning and watch. It might all be over. We'll see. Looking then quickly, I'll look at the rest of these currencies in the trading room in a moment. Other markets here, gold did exactly the same in terms of its big sell-off, and it's looking very similar to any other currency, any of the fiat currencies as they like to call them. But this is just pulling a little bit southbound. It looked weak yesterday, and it didn't trigger until quite late on, before it started moving. There you go, 2 o'clock-ish time it started moving properly, but it did look weak when we was looking at it in the morning. But it wasn't after. It's always a late morning, afternoon trade. And anyway, that's gone. We'll see how it comes. A break of the low between the two near-term highs here would probably a bit more confirmation that it's going to ride down some more. Equity market. Let's look at gold first. Gold, oil even. Oil continued to chop down there. The stronger dollar there just had its effect there on the markets, on the oil price there, but consolidating where it is, it's still looking weak, and it's in the overall bigger market, it's really looking a pig's ear at this stage. Really tightening up here on this pattern. It's not even a pennant, it's just a series of range. Perhaps I could be looking at drawing something on there. These lows where I've got my cursor at the moment are very key, but got a real trend down to the downside. Anyway, not easy to read at the moment. Equity markets, S&Ps then up this morning, but look, took quite a hit on the report yesterday and statement, dot plots, etc. Taken quite a hit on that. That really did surprise the market there. However, watch out, because that has its ability to climb all the way back up again. That might be the opportunity, or there may be a better opportunity to look at the long side of this, but I should wait patiently on it. It's not from here, I would say, although anyone that buys here will remind you I said not from here, but personally I'd prefer it back above its daily pivot sort of range, so it is actually showing more of a move up there. Just as we're looking at it at the moment, it's just coming back again as the 8 o'clock candle strikes. Side of that, the FTSE, same sort of price action here yesterday, same reaction to the equity markets overall, selling. We'll see what happens. I would imagine this could come off some more potentially, although market should be pricing in the pound or the Bank of England holding rates longer. DAX was making a bit better recovery until, well, the market just opened proper there, so it's just pulled back again. Okay, overall it's not looking too bad, but it might form a better recovery, the DAX. But again, it's a case of not from here for me. I'd rather it be back above its daily pivot to be looking at it. To be fair, it was in that downward drift on the shorter time frame, so it was moving on the softer side. Anyway, we'll see what happens on these markets. I would be just really careful, because the temptation is to get in them expecting the bounce to come back in, and they might not deliver so much, but we might get a delivery nearer Christmas. Just saying. Right, okay, Santa Claus. Right, happy trading today, guys. As I said, I think some of those currencies, just keep an eye on them. They've got more potential to do something more, and we'll take it from there. Have a good one. Bye for now.